Hello, everyone, and welcome to Book Talk. I'm so excited to bring today to the show Christine Easterling. She is the author of a new book, Methods of Teaching Children in the Home. Now, Christine has put together this fantastic book, and this book is about how to help students and their parents who've suddenly been thrust into a new world of educating from home during the coronavirus pandemic of 2020. It is a helpful guide that offers a lot of advice, resources, and practical tips for making the most of this challenging time. Welcome, Christine, to Book Talk.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Christine, what made you think of writing a homeschooling book during these unprecedented times?
Well, I am a retired educator. For 30 years, I loved and cared for and taught children. And when I realized that they were going to be thrust into distance learning on YouTube, Zoom, iPhones, Chromebooks, Seesaw, Google Classroom. I just knew that I had to do something. And I decided that I would use my God given talents and skills to write a book for adults and parents so that they could help me with this mission. I would write that information in the book. They would read it and they would pass it on to the children. That's the least I could do during unprecedented times like this.
Yes, and I hear you saying it's the least that you could do. And so many parents are wondering, what can they do? What about the student? And what can the student do? So I can understand why you're talking about these unprecedented times. So tell us about your feelings about the parents. What are the parents going through right now?
Well, the parents are going through, what will I do with my child all day? The child is accustomed to getting up, getting dressed, and going to school, and that child has a schedule. So the first thing I put in my book was a schedule so that parents would have some idea to how to manage the children. So the first chapter of my book deals with a schedule. And then children are accustomed to being rewarded. So I included a rewards chart so that parents could put check marks or stars on this chart to let uh, children know that they are accomplishing. I have 21 chapters. And I need to let you know that I believe that the home is one big school of learning, and we should use our home to teach. So I have a list of chapters that I included. Uh, the second chapter includes discussing the pandemic with the children. They don't know what's going on. I talked with a parent, and she said her child coughed, and he said, "Oh, Mama, I got it."
Mhm.
So I thought that I would have a chapter that would address the pandemic for the parents As I said, it's an adult book for children. Computer safety. Children are going to be on the computer. They need to know that if there is an intruder, I should go to my parent. Mommy, something is happening here. They need to learn that they should not put personal information on the computer. So there's a lot of information parents need to know about dangers associated with the use of the computer, and they're to pass it on to the children. I had a person who said they read the book and they learned information themselves that they did not know. Home art. Children love to do art, and of course, art can be consoling. So I have a chapter on home art, music in the home. So the children can sing. They can sing with YouTube. They can create their own songs. Dramatics, acting in out different scenarios that they can create, or that the parent can help them create, or that I have. Kitchen math. Oh my goodness, the kitchen is a school. Physics can be taught in the kitchen. Math can be taught. Science can be taught in the kitchen. And, you know, for example, if it's a young child, give me a pan that is round. If the child is older, give me a pan that is round and tell me how you would measure that pan and tell me how round it is. Or if they're even older, what formula would you use to determine the circumference? And you could go on and on with different size pans. Health in the home, mold, mildew. Mom, why should I change my sheets? Because your body will shed cells, and then you got mites that will eat those cells. So there's a lot for parents to learn. There's a lot for children. Drop everything and read, and everybody in the house will read something.
Yes. Well, I have a question for you. Because you're talking about this book, are you basically saying you're supplementing the curriculum that the teachers have already provided to the students for online learning? Or is this something that you're just doing as a summertime activity? I have one more question, so you got 3 to think of. The third one, who are you targeting? You say children, but are you just looking at K to let's say K to 5th grade, or are you looking at middle school or high school?
This is an ungraded book. Anyone needs to know about germs. The way you would talk to a younger child about germs in the bathroom is different from the way you might talk to an older child or even an adult in the home who needs to learn that. How many parents would remember to tell their children, every time you flush the commode, be sure to put the cover down, and tell them why? Because droplets will come up and fall, and therefore you're going to get infected, or you might get sick. So some simple things that parents might not teach children in the home about health.
Right. So what we're not going to do is go through the entire book, because that's what we want you to do. We want you to buy the book. But we also have a guest. Her name is Earlene Evans. And Earlene, you can turn on your camera so that we could see you. And Earlene has purchased the book, and she'd like to just talk about what the book meant to her. You're on, Earlene.
Okay, yes, I did purchase the book. Well, yes, I received the book and thoroughly enjoyed reading it from the beginning to the end. And I told Christine that once I sat down to start reading the book, I didn't stop at all. I just continued until I finished the book. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. Um, I'm thinking, um, and because I have a niece who has small children, and I do come in contact with these children all the time. So when I was reading the book, I immediately started thinking about her children and things that I have done with them. Um, Small children are open for learning. They're more open for learning than the larger children. And they love to explore new experiences, and they enjoy hands-on activities, and the activities in this book really allow for a lot of hands-on activities. Little children tend to get bored fast, and they're always complaining there's nothing to do. What can we do? So if you're looking for activities with this book, they will have a lot to choose from. Um, the methods of teaching are simple. Um, Parents are able to instruct and guide the children through the activities without problems. Children will not even realize that they are learning because they're having so much fun. I picked up so much from the book myself, and that's why I think that it is as suitable for grown-ups as it is for little children. Um, the time will go fast when they're engaging in these activities, and before they know it, the whole day has ended, and they've learned a lot. And most of all, I can see a loving relationship developing between the parents and the children because of the close activities and the participation. And I'm sure that parents will be patient in guiding their children through these activities, because the parents that would buy this book would be ones that are really concerned about their children and really want them to grow and develop, and to be safe in whatever they do. So I highly recommend this book.
Well, I want to thank you very much for coming on and highly recommending this book. And so let's just end the show right now. Christine, I want to thank you, but tell us, how can the community help?
The community can help by doing an act of kindness. I know an adult who could use this information. I know a parent who can use this information. So my act of kindness is going to be to order this book online and send it to an adult or parent.
Well, thank you very much. So that's a wonderful act of kindness. For those of you, you know parents, you know that this is a book that will help them. I think that just as you have just said, order this book and give it to a parent. Thank you so much, Christine Easterling, for sharing with us your new book, Methods of Teaching Children in the Home.